It is National Recovery Month, and MTV has a new documentary four-part series called 16 and Recovering. It's all about teens, addiction, and the individuals that help them. Let's find out more.
Today, I have the opportunity to speak with Michelle Lipinski. She's a principal at a recovery high school about MTV series 16 and Recovering. Michelle, thanks for talking with Park City Television.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for having me.
So tell me a little bit more about this series and your connection to it.
Well, this series, which airs on Tuesdays throughout the month of September for Recovery Month, how I'm connected to it is it actually highlights the school that I run, North Shore Recovery High School. So we had a filmmaker, Steve Liss. He actually approached me back in the spring of 2017 to see if I'd be interested in having a documentary made on the school. After one of his students, he was an Endicott professor, and one of his students had actually come in and done about a 15-minute senior thesis about addiction and recovery and had covered my school. So Steve had seen it, and he approached me to see if he would, if I would be interested in having a longer documentary.
It sounds like a really tough job, honestly. How are your students doing? What type of things will viewers expect to see when they tune in and watch these teens really struggle with addiction?
Well, I think not only will they see the teens struggle with addiction, but they'll also see the beauty of recovery. And that's where I think there's so many documentaries and news programs about the disease of addiction that paints it in such a dark light that they forget to show the beauty of recovery as well. And when you ask how my students are doing, we're in the middle of a pandemic, which is isolating. Um, but overall, I mean, we stay connected. We're very, very close. We're like a family. I know that's said in a few of the episodes, but we do keep in contact with one another very closely. So we keep an eye on each other.
Well, and I can imagine you probably approached this project with some trepidation just because of your kids, your relationship with them, privacy issues. What made you decide to do the project?
What made me decide to do the project was the fact that I just felt like, people weren't getting the message and they were still using policies, antiquated policies in their schools. And they further ostracized the students who are struggling with mental health and substance use disorders. And so I really feel like people aren't getting the message that we really need radical compassion to change the opiate epidemic. We need to start treating people who are sick like they're sick and not like they're bad. And so um, I had a lot of trepidation. Oh my gosh, my board of directors are 20 superintendents. So they had a lot of trepidation, but they also are very keenly aware of my school, as well as my executive director, Fran Rosenberg. She's aware of my school as well. And we're actually co-located right around the corner from her office. And she felt strongly about getting the message out as well, because I think she came into this and wasn't aware of the approach and how it works. But so yeah, we had to get everyone behind it. And then I think, like I said, that I think the approach of, using 365 fresh starts and really rethinking discipline about how it works for students who are struggling with substance use and mental health disorders.
It really sounds like this show will be a combination of inspiring, heartbreaking, and hopefully also reducing some of the stigmas that surround these teens.
That's exactly why I did this, because I really feel like people need to see these children as who they are. They're our children. Like we're losing this generation. I say that a few times in the episodes, but I don't think people understand that. Like we are literally losing this generation because of our approach that we take with a lot of adolescent substance use. But yes, I do think all those emotions will happen, right? There's going to be hope and joy and fear and sorrow, but that is kind of the journey of adolescent recovery or recovery in general.
And where can we get more information and how can we watch?
Well, it airs this evening on MTV at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, and it's going to be on every Tuesday throughout the month of September throughout Recovery Month.
Well, Michelle Lipinski, thank you so much for talking with us today. I'm definitely looking forward to tuning in to 16 and Recovering on MTV.
Well, thank you so much for having me. I really appreciate it.